As promised in the last video, I'm going to show you some ways of using your fingers to do math. If you missed that one, there's a link to it in the description of this video. Younger kids can use their fingers to add a single digit number onto any other number. So take 43 plus 6. 43 in your head, 6 fingers up. 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Same with subtraction. So 32 minus 7. 32 in your head, 7 fingers up. 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. They can also use their fingers to figure out if a number is even or odd. So if it's even, you can make it on 2 hands using the same amount of fingers on each. Like, is 8 even? 4 in one hand, 4 in the other? It is. Is 9 even? 5 on one hand, 4 on the other. It's odd. Fingers can be used for doubling. So if you want to double any number up to 10, put up that many fingers, say 4, and count each one twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even better is if kids know how to count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8. This can be extended to understanding that multiplying by 4 is doubling and then doubling again. So if you want to multiply 4 times 4, double 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, then go back the other direction, 10, 12, 14, 16. You can use a variation of this for any small multiplication facts up to 10 times 10. So say you want to multiply 4 times 5, put up 4 fingers and count each 5 times. Or better, count by 5s. This is a common one that children know how to do. 5, 10, 15, 20. Fingers are also really convenient to use for the multiples of 3 because each finger, aside from the thumbs, has 3 sections. So if you want to multiply 4 times 3, for example, put up 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Lots of kids know the times 9 trick, which is kind of fun. If you want to multiply 9 by any number, put up all of your fingers and say we want to do 9 times 4. Then starting from the left, count in 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put down that 4th finger and then look to both sides of that finger. These are the 10s, these are the 1s. So you have 36. 9 times 4 is 36. Let's try it with 9 times 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put down the 5th finger and you have 45. Here's a lesser known but really cool way of remembering the times tables for 6 through 10. So you number your fingers 6 through 10, starting with the thumbs. Then whatever you want to multiply, say it's 7 times 8, you touch the 7 to the 8. Doesn't matter which finger is the 7 and which is the 8. Including those 2 fingers that are touching, however many are below, that is how many 10s are in the answer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 10s, that's 50. Then you multiply the number of fingers on one side by the number of fingers on the other. 3 times 2 is 6, so you have 56. Let's try it with 8 times 8. Touch 8 to 8. However many are below, including the 2 that are touching, that's your 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that's 60. And then 2 times 2 is 4, so it's 64. Let's try 6 times 7. Touch 6 and 7. I have 1, 2, 3 10s, 30, and 4 times 3 is 12, and 30 plus 12 is 42. Fingers are also a helpful way of understanding basic equivalent fractions. So for example, why is 1/5 the same as 2/10? Well, here's 5 fingers, 1 down out of 5 is the same as if we did it again on the other side, and now we have 2 down out of 10. And since it's still 1 out of 5 on both hands, 2/10 is the same as 1/5. Okay, how about if we're working in fourths? Why is 3/4 the same as 6/8? Well, now we have fourths. So 3/4 are these 3 out of 4 total. And if we do the same on the other hand, 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4, we have 6 fingers down out of 8 fingers total. Here's a trick for remembering the trigonometric functions on a unit circle. Your hand represents the x and y axis. Here's the Y, and your pinky is the X. And you can label your fingers based on the angle that's made with the x-axis. This is 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45, 60, and 90. So the cosine of any of these angles is the square root of the number above that finger divided by 2. So for instance, cosine of 30 is the square root of 123 over 2. And the sine of that angle is the square root of how many fingers are below it over 2. So the sine of 30 is the square root of 1 divided by 2. Let's look at the cosine of 45 and the sine of 45. Cosine of 45 is the square root of the number of fingers above, 2, over 2. And the sine of 45 is the square root of the number of fingers below it, which is 2, so radical 2 over 2. To find the tangent of an angle, turn your hand the other way so that your pinky is pointing up and your thumb is pointing down. The tangent of, say, 45 is the square root of how many fingers are on top over the square root of how many fingers are on the bottom. So radical 2 over radical 2, which is 1. The tangent of 60 is radical 123 over radical 1, which is radical 3 over 1, or just radical 3. And the tangent of 0 is going to be radical 0 over radical 4, which is the same thing as 2, and 0 over 2 is 0. Fingers are a useful tool in math, and you've always got them on you. So while your kids should learn more efficient strategies for solving math problems over time, fingers are a helpful part of the learning process and a tool that they can always fall back on if they need to.